in February. Some fish prices, and I was born in a small town in close to the Greek border, and well, my first years of my life, basically, my parents saw that I had quite an elasticity with my body, so one of the preschool teachers suggested that I go to they present me to the circus, so I was actually engaging with the circus until I was 7 years old, from 4 to 7, where I actually learned equilibrium and elasticity. And of course, at 4 I was starting to actually draw a lot with my friends. In the beginning, we used to draw like really huge boards of Greek-Roman wars, and we loved to just sit down for hours and draw. A lot of people engaging in battles, and it was a really nice game that I still remember. Well, as I continued sort of drawing, my friends sort of disconnected, school, everything else. So I continued drawing. They didn't. My interest at the beginning was just pure curiosity and just passing time, basically. So at the same time, I had to go to school, and I had to engage in championships for organ gymnastics. So I was kind of like all-around kid. I used to do my school, I used to do sports, I used to draw, and from some point on, I remember at 8, we moved in the middle of Greece at Salonika, and that's where I first got engaged with like I changed the environment. I met different people, and at school, of course, I was pretty good at drawing by that point. I was 12 to 13. I started working at some point at my 16th year. I started working for an advertising company, making some 3 issues of comic books for like a toy store, and which was kind of cool actually, because I got to do the stories, I got to get like into the working environment of what people have to go through as a process to creating something commercially applicable. The store had toys and had also mascots. So then I got the mascots and I put them into stories, and I created a world where they existed and everything. So I got engaged with advertising at that point, and it was as a side occupation, basically. It wasn't too bad actually. I was making quite good money actually for 17-year-old. So later on, I got fascinated by tattoos, basically. So I went look into tattoos, and I got working for a studio in the beginning just as a drawing artist and making designs and stuff like that. And later on, I got to tattoo myself, and that was after I left the advertising part. I just wanted to do something new. So around 18-20, I decided to leave Greece. I just had met some people by that time in Norway, so I went to visit them for Christmas, and I got a spot for Norway actually. It was quite nice. That's where I met the guys, of course. And in the beginning, as a support job, I was just doing tattoos and drawing a lot on the side. So drawing was like an integral part of. I don't remember a time when I stopped drawing, basically. So I was all the time drawing and trying to come up with stuff in general, because I had to come up with stuff to draw. So naturally, that sparks a certain sort of curiosity about things and how things are made and how things look and how things, if you put things together, what they make. So it was quite a good mixture, I believe, between curiosity and creativity that they kind of mixed together pretty well. And I was really interested in science per se. I was quite curious, and of course I looked a lot into the fundamentals of things. Since I wanted to draw things, I wanted to look at how are they fundamentally built, what are they made of, basically. So I got a lot into physics and biology and all the natural sciences. Later on, a little bit later on, of course, around my 24th year, I got into the philosophy and try to look what people have been saying during the years about why are we alive, and what's the purpose of life and all that stuff. So it's been a mix of mythology and philosophy and science and everything, mixed with curiosity and a sort of desire to create stuff that would convey the message as clearly or as cryptically as possible. So I have a very huge half done art collections, like half made stuff, because I never get the time to actually sit down and finish cool thing. But I enjoy doing. I enjoy just putting ideas down and then postponing them for later, sort of processing or even making artworks. Like 2001 to 2008, basically, I was going back and forth in Norway. As I said, in 2000 is where I met the guys. This particular idea, going to the idea per se, it came about because of these tendencies I had. I think, I like to think at least. It's sort of, I tried doing as much as possible in as less time as possible, sort of trying to put down as much as possible before I can think of something else. And I found out that different mediums gave me different sort of possibilities or abilities of expression. So a pencil would give me very good sketching abilities, but it wouldn't give me sort of volumes. It wouldn't give me feeling. It would simply convey something just like writing, let's say. And I've tried almost all mediums, trying to figure out which actually suits me better, which I like, and I figured that I like something in everything. So coming about with the idea was something of a brush and a pencil at the same time as it's convenient and precise. So the brush-like abilities of the pencil brush come in when I want to sort of generate or ponder upon something. So I just get to feel the space with something before I start sort of diving into modifying it or creating something else. The idea came about really simply, actually. It was just the process that led up to it that's, I think, kind of important. The idea was simple as, you need to create cross hatches of lines to generate some kind of illusion of surface, or the curvature of a space. The curvature of a surface is actually generated by crossing a lot of lines into different angles, so that when you look at it, it kind of gives you that geometrical bent space. So when I started taking pencils in my hand and just seeing that, it's a lot nicer to have a lot of lines at the same time, because then you can create a bigger kind of surface area. but at the same time you want to fixate it in a certain way so that it gives you some kind of precision, so you don't just go about doing whatever. And I came up with the idea of something holding this pencil fast to that position, so that you can control it better as a scaffold. It's something of the oil painting sort of. So in oil painting, you have a sort of spatula that you sort of cut areas directly from where you want with paint, and this is kind of that idea, but with pencils, because of course, having done this to carry with you, you can just have it in your bag and have a block like this, and just in minutes, or virtually in minutes, I just create stuff like this, and it gives me the satisfaction actually that I actually finished this. It's done. It's not just a sketch. So the sketches take a higher quality, basically, just by putting a little bit more into them in the same time, in the same amount of time. You get a better satisfaction by actually drawing, not just sketching. And it's just an idea book, and so as you can basically see, it's lines together with shadows at the same time as just ideas plainly written. So what would be a book of sketches? Now it's half-finished artwork, sort of speaking. Let me show you something. So this would be something like reading Nietzsche's books and then drawing something from the experiences really fast. And well, generally it's helped me basically come to a more finished level of sketches, to less time, and giving you time for more thought, actually. Sorry. The tool itself has given me a new dimension into my own style, of what I want to do with my artwork. So it gives me the randomness of actually just starting up with something and then adding up and constantly developing the artwork as I go about thinking, and it keeps up with the speed, I would say. As soon as you start getting used to it, it keeps up with the speed of your thinking while you're drawing something. And at the same time, you save time. You can create more for less time. So it's a very ergonomic and economical artistic tool.